Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone. Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, where we stand for education, hope, and inspiration. I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, and our show today is World Jenny's Day. We're going to get the latest updates on what's going on for this incredible event. This is actually something that I'm so honored and just humbled to be a part of. Let's welcome the founder and the creator of World Jenny's Day. It's JENETTA Barry and the Epiphany Process. Welcome.
Hello, Dr. JACALYN. Wonderful to be here at this time of the week, every week. And it's just been such an honor and pleasure to have you a part of the World Jenny's Day movement. And boy, is it a movement. For those of us out there, our viewers and listeners who might not know what World Jenny's Day is about, I lost my 16-year-old daughter, Jenny, to suicide 2 weeks after she turned 16, after she and I had an argument. And you can imagine, it was devastating for me. And there were many times I thought I would never recover from it. And that preview you saw, that intro, covered a lot of what happened after we lost her and what's been able to be created because of that loss. And World Jenny's Day has turned into the ultimate legacy that Jenny, in losing Jenny, is going to be left. And over the weeks, we're going to share it more and more. We've got an annual day. She died coincidentally, although I don't believe in coincidences. She died coincidentally on the 10th of October, which is World Mental Health Day. So we now have World Jenny's Day on World Mental Health Day. And what we would like to encourage you to do is to start subscribing to the World Jenny's Day YouTube channel and grow those numbers so that when we stream, because on 10th of October, we've got a 24-hour marathon of performing arts and arts, celebrating mental health and wellness. And Dr. JACALYN and USA Global TV and Radio are streaming that amazing event over 24 hours. And we'll also be streaming to the World Jenny's YouTube channel. And the more we can get the message out there to change conversations and normalize them around depression and suicide, the better. So, Dr. JACALYN, I'd love to have you back over with me here. We've got the World Jenny's Day YouTube channel, and you can subscribe by getting our numbers up for World Jenny's Day, 10th of October. Here is the link coming up now. And I really do urge you, please subscribe and get as many people, your friends, your families, to subscribe to the World Jenny's Day YouTube channel. And yes, so here's the first thing to share with you. In terms of news this week, we've had quite a lot going on. And the first thing I wanted to share with you is the fact that we've got 2 filmmakers joining us in our fundraiser. And Dr. JACALYN, one day I would love to have you join this with me. I'm not going to be riding in future. Side effects from cancer made it really difficult for me last year to ride. I did ride, but this year I am going to be in the backup vehicles as our fundraisers and participants start at the base of Mount Kilimanjaro in Kenya and ride across 2 game parks through to the north coast of Watamu. But I would love to have you there in future times, and for you to get to Kenya, it would be just so special. So these are the 2 filmmakers, and Cheryl and Mike have actually joined us, and they came through Karen Dark. And they own Spiral Pictures. It's an award-winning film, television, and media production. And why they're so special to us is that some of you who've been following us might remember that one of World Jenny's Day's ambassadors is British gold Paralympian Karen Dark, who cycles with her hands because she's paralyzed. And they made a film with Karen last year in December called The Edge of Everything. And this was Karen's epic journey across Antarctica. She's the first person to have cycled across Antarctica, let alone a paralyzed person. And they made this beautiful, beautiful documentary called The Pole of Possibility and the Edge of Everything. It was just so beautifully done. So we're absolutely delighted to have them joining us this year for our fundraiser, which is held every year. Absolutely every single year in August, and this year's is promising to be filled with just such amazing things. In fact, I'm going to show you the tech that's being introduced this year to this fundraiser in a little while. So stay tuned, because this is mind-boggling. It's the AI, artificial intelligence, and AR immersive projects we're working on for World Jenny's Day. Some are being introduced this year, and some are already in the making. Some will be introduced later this year, and some will be introduced next year. And World Jenny's Day is going to be one of the forerunners of AI and AR inclusion in what we do. Now, one of the special things is both Cheryl and Mike and the team with Karen have opened up a fundraising page. So if you'd like to support Cheryl, Mike, Karen, and the team that's cycling across from Kilimanjaro to Watamu, and this is a cause that touches your heart. If you or you've got friends or family who are suffering from mental health challenges, World Jenny's Day has the capacity to change much, and we would love your support on this. So this is Cheryl and Mike's fundraising page. If you go to GoFundMe and type in Cheryl Mason's World Jenny's Day Safari Cycle, you'll get to her page and you'll be able to donate. So we wanted to share that with you. And then something more is happening. After they've finished the cycle ride in Kenya, Karen, Cheryl and Mike, the filmmakers, and other physically diversified people are traveling into Tanzania, Dr. JACALYN, and they are cycling. Well, Karen Dark is cycling up with her hand bike, which is a specially custom-made trike. In fact, it's the trike that she used to cross Antarctica. And she is summiting Kilimanjaro with her trike and going right up to the top with these other physically diversified people. And all this is being filmed by Cheryl and Mike. The second part is also showing VOSAP, which is the voice of specially abled people. And they do a lot of work for people who are compromised. So the Kilimanjaro summit will be a combination of World Jenny's Day and VOSAP. And the first part of our journey is World Jenny's Day. And then what's happening is Mike and Cheryl are going back to UK, and they're making a documentary of that epic journey across Kenya and then into Tanzania up Mount Kilimanjaro. And that's due to be screened in London, Manchester and Edinburgh at the beginning of 2024, so that we can raise more funds for World Jenny's Day and VOSAP. So that's very, very special. And just to say to you, if this inspires you to cycle, and we can supply the bikes for you, to cycle across Kenya in August from the 20th to the 26th, please do contact us on our website, or as you're here, you can have a look and use the QR code here. But our website will give you all the detail there. So please do go to our website. It's worldjennysday.com/fundraising, and you'll find all the information there, because it's still not too late to be a part of this. So that's the first part I thought I would share with you, Dr. JACALYN, because it's not long now. We've got less than a month before we all meet up in Nairobi and take a train from Nairobi to a place called Voi. And from there, we'll be transported with bikes and all to our first lodge, which is at the base of Mount Kilimanjaro. So it's not long now. I'm so looking forward to meeting Karen Dark. Karen and I have known each other for 3 years now and never met. So it's going to be very precious and special.
It's tremendous, Jenetta, the amount of growth that you've had just since last week. What's happening? I'm just amazed by the fact that you've got these professional filmmakers and this media company and this documentary. I think it's tremendous. So congratulations to you for making this all happen.
Yeah, well, you know what? As I said to everybody yesterday on our Women's Prerogative show on USA Global TV, it's teamwork. I couldn't have done it on my own, and that's what makes it so special. And you're absolutely right. It's not happened yet, but Stephen Gillen from Raw Media is busting a gut to get World Jenny's Day out there. So I'm just going to give you a little hint that there's an interview tomorrow on a UK national paper, and another one being booked probably later this week. So things are really beginning to happen in the World Jenny's Day forum in terms of journalism and getting it out there. And I couldn't have done it with people like you, people over these 3 years and now into this 4th year who have been as passionate about this as I am. So thank you team, really. This is teamwork. So I thought I would go on now into the next part. Now, this is something that was launched this week, and my heart's so full. I'm part of what's known as Your Global Village, and Your Global Village is a village on the metaverse, really. And it looks like a medieval village, and I have a merchant house in that village. If you go to the link there, you'll see my merchant house and all my neighbors who have merchant houses. And it's really rather special because we all collaborate, we all use each other. I've had merchants in the house booking me for the Epiphany process. I've had them help me. I've got one today helping our special butterfly pin to get onto Etsy in the most powerful way possible, because we've got a special butterfly pin as well, which we talked about last week. And this is no different here, because I'm so proud to announce that at the bike ride, we already have some amazing AI tech. And what's going to be happening is one of my neighbors in the Your Global Village has an app called Cred, and Cred is for mental health enhancement and wellness. It's the most wonderful app, and they're going to be able to check in at different times of the day, in the morning and whenever, and at the end, as to what they're experiencing and what they're feeling. And it's the most wonderful app to be able to look at the end of the day and see what the highlights were, see where you were feeling. It gives you a whole load of feedback as well. And it's in the process now of being custom made for the 6 days that we are on that safari cycle. So everybody is going to be able to receive a lot from this app. It'll be insightful, thought-provoking, and really help one to feel lifted and supported as you go along on your bikes. So that's the first thing that was presented last week in a Your Global Village masterclass. There are about 10 things that were on top of this, and I can't present them all, which leads me to say, tune in every week as more and more of these apps and these immersive experiences are shown to you. The other thing that I can show you is that every day our participants are going to be able to come to breakfast, and there'll be a coaster there with a QR code, which will take them to a flip book, which will show them what they're doing that day. So those are 2 items of pretty high tech in the middle of nowhere in the game park that will help people to feel in tune, in touch, and uplifted. And I'm just so grateful to Your Global Village and all the amazing work they do with me for World Jenny's Day and the Epiphany process. So that's the next piece of news that I'm delighted to share with you. I've got other things to share, and we're going to load them up now. But your thoughts on this, Dr. JACALYN?
I'm kind of speechless. I'm taking it all in. I'm just so amazed at what you've been able to put together and how you've included artificial intelligence to make the rider's experience even that much more enjoyable and interesting.
It is amazing, and I know next year it's going to be even more high tech as we get more and more that way inclined. And I just wanted to show you another thing. This actually we created 2 years ago, but it's going to be part of the high tech that we're doing. And I thought I'd just quickly share it to you, in that there's so much one can do with art and creativity. And here's our butterfly doing some amazing things.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? I'm just
It really is.
It's really quite something. So, and then the next thing I wanted to share with you is something very, very close to my heart. And I'm just going to pull it up now. And that is one of our other ambassadors, who is Emma Jane Taylor. And I touched on it yesterday when on our last show we were together. And it's something that I've not been prepared to talk about too much for now. And it really impacts one's mental health. And just to say that I was sexually abused once when I was 7 by a family member. And I have been part of this movement, which is our ambassador, Emma Jane Taylor's movement, called Project 9010. And Project 9010 helps people when they're ready to step forward. And I've now bought the Project 9010 t-shirt to take a picture of. And these are the words on the t-shirt. It's not my shame. I'm not afraid to say I was sexually abused as a child. I was just a child, and it isn't my shame. And people are wearing this t-shirt all over the world, and Emma Jane Taylor is an amazing advocate for this. She was on top news channels this last week talking about how she'd been groomed by a family friend as a child. And she's changing conversations there. And the most wonderful thing, too, is that because she's one of our ambassadors, she's going to be with us at the gala evening. And just before we move over to the gala evening at 5 o'clock on the 10th of October to the red carpet, where Dr. JACALYN's going to be interviewing people, and to the show itself, just before the last slot, Emma has the most wonderful school for children, acting and singing and dancing school. And she is going to have the school who are practicing the Jungle Book. And they're going to be presenting from their school on our 24-hour happening where people are performing all over the world. So we're going to be there just before we move over. So that's going to be something that you'd be very wise to not miss. We are performing artists, and artists from all over the world will be performing for 24 hours, streaming through USA Global TV and radio. So this is just so incredibly exciting as well. So the last thing that I have to share before, I'm sure you might have some, you might have some more questions to ask me, Dr. JACALYN, but we had an upgrade to my my house in your global village. And it's about a 10-minute long video. And I think it's really quite insightful to see what they've done and how, what happens is, this is so amazing. So I've got the house has been upgraded. Very soon, I will be able to have my avatar in that house and have my clients and visitors choose their avatar and visit me inside my house and around the village. And it will go to a point where I can even choose a hologram of myself. How's that? It is quite amazing. So I'm going to show you now a 10-minute video on what's happening in your global village in my house. Here it comes.
JENETTA wanted to change the story. That's how World Jenny's Day came into being. It is a day focused on normalizing conversations about depression. It also celebrates how the arts can be used to deal with depression. Now, JENETTA has always been a pioneer, being one of the few people to do online sessions to help people with their challenges, even before COVID took the entire world online. But a year ago, she sensed that she needed to take the epiphany process and World Jenny's Day to a new place. She wasn't exactly sure what or how, but she was open to know what is next. That's when she joined us in your global village. We're a global business community gathered in a virtual village that draws its inspiration from a medieval walled city. And since joining, JENETTA has started, like everybody else in the village, on a 12-step village journey program. And during this time, these were some of the highlights that she's experienced over the past year. She has refreshed her business model, she added new products, she formed international collaborations, and she's had many, many warm introductions into global networks. But above all, JENETTA has shared in the past that being a solopreneur can be a very lonely journey. But being part of the village has been a breath of fresh air with the support and encouragement that she's getting from all her virtual neighbors. So as I'd mentioned, JENETTA wanted to move her business and World Jenny's Day onto a different plane. With our tech trainings in the village, she has now started exploring what else is possible. So let me show you how she is transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary. Now, being part of your global village means she gets to move into one of our virtual merchant houses around the virtual village square. Now, this is her house here, and it has become her virtual place of business. JENETTA does two things. She consults and she organizes the World Jenny's Day program. And both of these run from her virtual merchant house. And both these blend the real world with the virtual world. And I'm going to show you 6 ways in which she is doing that. First of all, consulting. The one-to-one consulting work that JENETTA does with clients, as you can imagine, is really delicate work. Using the epiphany process, she guides her clients so that they are released from the grip of the triggers and can let go of the limiting patterns that are tying them down. This requires really deep work. And we want to create a virtual office space for her that would do justice to this kind of work, a place that could provide a safe space for these kinds of conversations with layers to reflect the richness of the process. Now imagine you've just seen what her virtual merchant house looks like on the outside. Now imagine you're standing in front of that front door and you are stepping through that door. What would you want to feel as you step inside? What would give you a sense of what she does? So this is how we saw it. This is the interior of her merchant house. This is her virtual office. So there are a lot of subtle cues in this space. So let me tell you about a few of them. Now you'll see blue is a prominent color in this space, but it is a blue with hope. And something else that you'll notice as you enter is this curved wall with a brand mark of the epiphany process that symbolizes release and freedom. The crystals and the light that we've placed on that wall spread outward well beyond the individual in that logo to show that this release has an impact beyond the person, as it does in real life when we can overcome the things that has been tying us down and we can get back into life. And then another thing to notice is the dandelion seed pod-like features. They also pick up on the theme of freedom. So just think about it. It's summertime, you're sitting on a green lawn in the warm sun, you're taking a deep breath, enjoying the smells of summer, and then you gently blow air on a dandelion pod and watch the seed drift away. That gives a sense of joy, of freedom, of happiness. And all of that is part of what the process that she teaches you will give back to you. And then the gurgling water at the base, obviously now this is just a still image, but when you actually do look at the real space, it is water that is bubbling there. And that water really speaks to the idea that even at our lowest, we can still find our way back to life. And then lastly, the wooden floors and the furniture connects us to Kenya, to Africa, which is where JENETTA has her real world home. Now, if you turn to your left in this space, this is what you'll see. On the table is a display of the 5 ways in which you can work with JENETTA. And what you'll also notice in this room is that it has been divided by arched sections. These represent a rainbow. And a rainbow is also a symbol of freedom and joy and happiness, but it's also a very specific thing in JENETTA's life. It has a very specific meaning to her, and it connects her to her daughter. And that's a story that she can tell you at another time. Now, the dispersion of the light that we spoke about before, and that sense of freedom that continues from the logo, it continues actually into the back, into a butterfly art installation on that back wall. Butterflies symbolize freedom, but as you've already seen, a butterfly also have a special meaning to JENETTA, and to her connection to Jenny. And these are rainbow butterflies, and we don't have just one butterfly, but we have a lot of them, all lifting the spirits and bringing balance. Now, if you think about it, when your mental health is compromised, it often feels as if you are looking through a window to life happening outside on the other side. So hence this window. That's why we wanted to bring this window in with the butterflies beckoning you to join life again. Now, behind the curved wall is a very special space that is reserved for personal conversations with JENETTA. It is a sanctuary that provides a soothing haven. You'll notice that it's on a platform to signify that you have to step out of your daily life, to remove yourself from what lies below, to really dig deep down and to find the richness within the complexity. So if you were to step inside, this is what you will see. It's plush, soft, it's connected to nature, and you're surrounded with these butterflies. This is really a place to discover the gems within. Now, research has shown that virtual reality is very effective in treating PTSD. And what I'm showing you now is essentially it's a flat image of a 3D space. But now imagine putting on a headset and being transported inside of this space. You have it around you where you can enjoy the soft light and the sounds of water in the background. It is going to change how you feel and how you also engage with what you're struggling with. So this is where JENETTA is going with this, also considering the use of virtual reality in this space that we've created for her. Now, as you know, consulting is only one side of what JENETTA does. The other is World Jenny's Day. And that is why the other side of the room is dedicated to that program. On the right side of the office space is a gallery that is divided into 3 sections, each dedicated to a different expression of World Jenny's Day. And the first that I'm showing now is a set of photos of the Insight production. This is a collaborative project that JENETTA has put together that combines prose, voice, and dancing to offer glimpses of what compromised health feels like and also looks like, and also choreographed depictions of part of the epiphany process. It is really a beautiful production. And this corner is where you get to experience glimpses of that production. And then the central section is the area that showcases the Cycle Safari fundraising tour, which is also part of World Jenny's Day celebration. And again, if you step closer, you get a sense of that experience just from being in front of those images and taking all of that in. And then the front section is where, if you were to look around the corner, you'll see photos of the 24-hour marathon that she's also organizing. It's an arts marathon, and I'll tell you about it a little bit more. But that is then focused in this front space here. So all in all, as you can see, her virtual office space gives you a sense of what she does and the legacy that she is building. And with this virtual office space, JENETTA has already changed how she interacts with people just by simply using it as part of her Zoom meetings. But it really changes the atmosphere and sets the tone for the conversations. So that was the first thing that she did in terms of consulting.
Wow, JENETTA, congratulations. I'm really impressed with how well that was done, how aesthetically beautiful it is. And I was, what's her name from your global vision?
Annalisa.
Annalisa. I was very impressed with how well Annalisa knows you and knows your business and was able to translate that into something that I felt like I was there. I felt like I stepped into that virtual reality and I was with you there in each of those spaces. Really fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so impressed with what Annalisa does and what she is doing in collaboration with with global leaders in immersive projects. And the thought of being able to put on a headset and have my clients sitting with me in that room, in the consulting room, and they doing the same, as this becomes more and more a part of life, and we're actually talking to each other in this plush room. Meanwhile, I'm in my little studio. I just think it's mind-boggling. And anybody that feels daunted by all of that, I can tell you it's so much fun when you step away from feeling daunted and explore. And I'd love to invite you to explore with me, because, I'm 65 years old. So it's not like, oh, well, it's for young people. Not true. You're as young as you want to be. You're as young as your energy. And if you'd like to explore this with me, come and take my hand and come with me. It's a bit like the background with me. It's magical. I really, really do invite you to come and have an adventure with me. So, Dr. JACALYN, that's our news sharing for this week, but I can tell you we've got lots in store for next week as well.
I don't know where you find all the time, Jeanette. It's incredible. Even to put together these presentations, they're so well done. And for somebody like you who is in media, I know how much work it takes to do what you've done. And I encourage everyone to reach out to Jeanetta, because she really is a pioneer and cutting edge in so many ways. So step out of your world and step into Jenetta's. And I think you will really find value in doing that.
Oh, Dr. JACALYN, thank you so much. Your love, your support, all that you're doing for World Jenny's Day really means the world to me. And I can't wait to meet you one day.
I know. I'm excited for that as well. Well, Jeanetta, we've come to the end of the show for this week, and we have been showing your banner, but let's spotlight you again for closing remarks for today's episode.
Oh, Dr. JACALYN, again, I have put in the chat there the World Jenny's Day link for the YouTube channel. I don't know if there's time to put it up, but again, I'd like to. Oh, is it not there? That's weird.
If you put it before I get here, it doesn't show up.
Oh, okay. I'm learning about StreamYard. There it is again. So just to say in a nutshell, we are growing USA Global TV and radio by the day. So before we start on World Jenny's Day, really tell people about this channel. It is phenomenal. The choice of shows that you have to choose from grows by the week. If anybody is a leader in their field, it's Dr. JACALYN with USA Global TV and Radio. And that is why it's going to be so impactful and powerful to have World Jenny's Day streamed through the 24 hours. At the same time, it means that this message is getting out to more and more people and helping them to feel more and more normal about how they're feeling. And the same goes by getting the World Jenny's Day YouTube channel up and running so that we can get USA Global TV and World Jenny's Day out there more and more and more and make a difference to people on a global basis. So if you would like to go to our YouTube channel for World Jenny's Day and subscribe and get our numbers up for World Jenny's Day, 10th of October, there is the link. There is the link for you to do it. Otherwise, just go onto YouTube and go World Jenny's Day, and it'll take you to it. It's at World Jenny's Day is the handle name as well, all one word without an apostrophe. So World JENNYS Day, and please get it out there. Subscribe and share with as many people. Let's get the message out that there's nothing wrong with feeling mental health challenged. It's just about finding the ways to powerfully and effectively deal with it. And that's what World Jenny's Day is all about. And thank you, Dr. JACALYN.
Thank you, Janetta. And also, we did have some comments. Let me just put them up. We really do appreciate your comments, and I apologize in advance if we can't get all the comments up all the time. So, Janetta, this is for you.
Oh, wow, Judith. Judith Lamini is from Swaziland. And, or should I say Sibongile? We go back 30, 40 years, this lady and I. And it's just such an honor and pleasure to have you on the show today. And thank you for leaving a remark. How wonderful to see you.
So glad you're reconnected. And also from our dear loyal fan, Gaffa. Thank you for being here. All right. Our next show is coming up. It is Talking Heads with Caroline Hewer, the Harley Street stress expert. So I hope you'll stay around for that. And also, I'm doing my own Talking Heads expert presentation at 3 p.m. Eastern time, which is 8 p.m. British Summer Time. We'll be talking about the power of listening and how we may unknowingly, unwittingly be judging other people. And what happens when we judge, we can no longer listen. So thanks for being here. We'll be right back. Bye for now.